Watching the Warmup, presented by your local North Texas GEICO agents. It's time to get warmed up for week 5 of Texas high school football. District play is underway for just about all of the Metroplex, which means each game matters. Every win or loss could determine whether you go to the postseason or not. And this week, some teams get district play started with a monster matchup. Take 7-6A for example. Undefeated DeSoto starts district play with a home game against Mansfield-Lake Ridge. If you remember last year's game, Lake Ridge beat DeSoto on a touchdown pass with 6 seconds left. DeSoto will be looking for revenge behind new quarterback Samari Collier. The junior has thrown for over 1,000 yards and 14 touchdowns in the first 4 games. And Kansas commit Lawrence Arnold has grabbed 21 of those passes for 6 scores. Lake Ridge quarterback Adrian Hawkins has also had a fast start, but their defense has given up big yardage the last 2 games, which is why they are 2-2. Look for DeSoto to use the revenge factor to pull out the victory. Big matchup at Maverick Stadium Friday night as Arlington Lamar takes on Arlington Martin in a 4-6A tussle. Lamar's Jack Dawson is off to a tough start with 3 picks and only 5 touchdowns. But with the return of Trayvon West to the lineup, it opens up another weapon for the Viking offense. Martin is coming off a tough loss to Rockwall last week. After falling behind by 21, the Warriors stormed all the way back only to lose by 1 score. It shows the heart of a Bob Wager coach team. They never give up. This one should go down to the 4th quarter. We'll also have cameras out in Longview to catch Rockwall taking on the Lobos. Both teams are highly ranked in the state for 6A, and Longview is defending 6A champs. The winner of this one will be the odds-on favorite to win 11-6A. We know about the high-powered Yellow Jacket offense, but it's the defense that will need to step up Friday night. Texas A&M bound Haynes King is deadly in the pocket for Longview, but we are predicting a Rockwall upset in this one. Another intriguing matchup this weekend is Dallas Madison taking on Sunnyvale. Don't sleep on Sunnyvale, as they have the kind of team that could make a run in 4A. Okay, with so many big games, there are a lot of candidates that we think could have a shot at an MVP bobblehead. Let's have a look. Cedar Hill is facing Waxahachie this week, and look for Caden Salter to have a big game for the Longhorns. The transfer quarterback is elusive in the pocket, giving his receivers plenty of time to get open, and they usually do. Salter has thrown for 11 touchdowns and over 1,000 yards so far, along with 3 more touchdowns on the ground. Just a few miles down Beltline Road, DeSoto will be taking on Lake Ridge. Samari Collier could see an opportunity to go for a bobblehead, as Lake Ridge has been struggling on defense. Collier has over 1,000 yards passing and 14 touchdowns, and should add to that Friday. Finally, how about Flower Mound running back Pierce Hudgens? The senior has struggled out of the gates while averaging under 100 yards a game. But with a huge district game against Louisville looming, expect big things from Hudgens. This week's Inside Story will show us how Trimble Tech used their bye week to help out around the community. You won't want to miss that. Let's take a quick look at our rankings for this week. In 6A, Duncanville used their bye week to rest up and get ready for district play. They are still our #1 team. Another team taking advantage of their bye week was Denton Geyer, who remains at #2. They will take on undefeated Keller Central this Thursday. Allen got Raylan Sharp back in the lineup and lit up Plano. The Eagles are still 3. Southlake Carroll will be facing Keller this Friday as the Dragons are at 4. And rounding out the top 5 is DeSoto, who beat down Waxahachie and will face Mansfield-Lake Ridge Friday. In 5A, Frisco Lone Star is still the best in the state. The Rangers take on Little Elm Friday, looking to hold on to that #1 spot. Denton Ryan is at 2 and takes on Denton Friday night. Number 3 is Highland Park, who rebounded from their Lone Star loss with a beatdown of Bryan Adams. Coming in at 4 is still Aledo, as they continue district play this week. And finally, the Colony is at 5. They are looking forward to a couple of weeks when they take on Lone Star. We're not done yet. It's time for the extra point. The man who changed how we see high school basketball players make their commitments, R.J. Hampton, scored his first point as a professional basketball player in Hampton fashion, of course. Very sad news. Former Stephenville great, UT and Ole Miss quarterback Jevin Sneed has passed away. Sneed was one of the best to ever play for the Yellow Jackets. He had a 23-2 record at Stephenville. In 2006, he was invited to the Army All-American Bowl and finished with the second most passing yards in the history of the game. That's all we have for this week's episode. To stay in the loop on all things inside high school sports, follow our social media accounts. We have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. That'll get you ready for the best 30 minutes of sports TV. Wingstop, Inside High School Sports on NBC5 at 6:30 p.m., hosted by Pat Downey. Thank you for watching The Warmup, presented by your local North Texas GEICO agents. To find the office nearest you, go to geico.com/DFW. I hope you're warmed up and ready for all the district action. I'm Ashley Bullington, and let's play ball.